For me, this is where it all began, on this play area here in Bench Hill in Wythenshawe. It was 1996, myself and a bunch of friends. We'd been coming here every day, running a play scheme over the summer holidays for the local kids and youth. One particular day is etched in my memory. It was a classic Manchester summer afternoon. The sky was black with clouds, looking really threatening, and then it happened. It just started to pour down. Dark, heavy, black rain. Everybody seemed to scatter in every direction. But my feet just felt strangely rooted to the spot, and before I know it, there was just me and two young lads that we'd been working with over that period of a few weeks. We were getting drenched as we tried to play a bit of a half-hearted game of football, but it was no good, it was useless, and I walked them home just a couple of streets away, and remember the emotion as I watched them walk up the path, knowing that behind that front door would be their mum's boyfriend, who'd be getting wasted on drink and drugs and treated them really bad. It just wasn't right. I started to walk home myself. I live with my mum and dad just a couple of miles away from here, but it was a million miles away socially. There was just such a difference, such a chasm, a real gap. God spoke to me as that rain soaked me through to the bone. He told me, I really want you to be there for kids like this. I didn't know at the time, but he was speaking to lots of other people saying the same thing. But we decided we needed to do the John 1:14 thing, where it says, the word became flesh and blood and moved into the neighbourhood. That's what we did. We decided to take one of those boarded up houses, move in, become part of this community in order to bring God's transformation.
At the same time Matt sensed the call to serve these young people within their community, Andy Hawthorne of the worldwide Message Tribe, now the Message Trust, recognised the need for modern-day missionaries to move on to some of Manchester's toughest estates long-term, to support the local church and community there in helping to reach and mentor young people.
Well, Eden was really born out of this band, the Worldwide Message Tribe. We used to travel around schools. Our real heart was inner city schools, and in 1997 we did a couple of schools weeks in Bench Hill in Wythenshawe, right near here, and then Bench Hill was the most deprived ward in Britain. So in terms of education and unemployment, healthcare, wealth, everything, you name it, Bench Hill was bottom of the barrel. On the Friday night we did our big evangelistic Worldwide Message Tribe gig, and 100 young men and women responded to the gospel. It was fabulous. What was even better, they all turned up at church on the Sunday. This little church of 20 people, and suddenly 100 young guys and girls were there. It was fantastic, and we were so excited, and we worked so hard with that local church to try and keep those kids going, but watch them one by one fall away. And I went to see my friend Frank Green, who now works for the Message and was then one of our trustees, and I said, mate, it's not working. And Frank said, what would it take? And I said, mate, you're talking about, couple of dozen workers, not like us going in on a Tuesday night doing a youth club, but living there long term. We need the pastor to be full-time in the church, we need loads of prayer, we need big events. And Frank said, why don't you do it? Why don't you use the Worldwide Message Tribe to get out there and recruit some modern day missionaries who will move into the worst estate in Britain long term?